Can you beat 1-3 live poker? Let's start by measuring the game we are actually playing. In many rooms, the first opponent isn't a person. It's the live poker rake, promos, tips, and a table that sends 5 to 7 players to every flop. If $8 leaves the pot each hand and 7 people see the flop, your edge can vanish before strategy even starts. I'm Terry Wood from PokerElbird.com. In this video, we'll audit the hidden math that most players ignore: per hand rake, jackpot drops, your blind burn, and the true seat tax per hour you must beat just to break even. Then we'll examine how table structure, call density, straddles, and time of day impacts fold equity, stack to pot ratio, and your plan. No charts to memorize. Tools, not rules. If you want to beat 1-3 live poker, you need more than good hands, you need the numbers on your side. Let's get to work. At many $1, $3 live poker tables, the economics, not just the opponents, decide your win rate. The live poker rake, jackpot drop, and tips pull money out of every pot before strategy matters. So our goal is simple: measure your seat tax per hour, the personal break-even number you must beat just to tread water. Here's the idea in one line. If the room removes roughly $8 per hand and you see about 35 hands an hour, that's $280 per hour off the table. Split 9 ways, add your blinds, and you're fighting a fixed tax before a single decision. Until you know that number, talk of edge is guesswork. We're going to quantify it, then decide if this lineup is beatable for you today. Wait, only the winner pays rake and tip. True for that hand. But across an hour, the table still loses about $280. Your burden is your expected share of that drain plus your blinds. Think of rake like gravity. One player feels it in a pot, but every seat fights it over time. First, let's break down the $280. We'll assume that there are an average of 35 hands dealt per hour. The rake is $6, the jackpot drop is $1, and we also assume a $1 tip to the dealer for a total of $8 coming from nearly every pot. Now we'll run it 2 ways so no one nitpicks the model. Model A, equal share, simple baseline table drain, $280 per hour. 9-handed split, $280 divided by 9 equals $31.11 per player. Blind cost, $3 for the big blind plus $1 for the small blind equals $4 per orbit. At 35 hands per hour, you will post blinds about 3.89 times per hour. 35 hands per hour, divided by 9 players, equals 3.89 blind positions per hour. This makes the blind cost to each player $15.56 per hour. Take the $31.11, rake plus tip, add the $15.56 for blinds, and your cost to play is $46.67 per hour. Now let's look at Model B, where we reflect that just the winner pays the rake, or call it the pot share model. Suppose you win 4 pots per hour, which is 11.4% of 35 hands. For each of those wins, you play the typical drain, which is the $6 rake plus $1 drop plus $1 tip equals $8. Your paid drain for hands per hour at $8 per hand equals a total of $32. Add in your blinds, which is $15.56, and your seat tax equals $47.56 per hour, about the same as Model A. Win more pots? You pay more rake and win more chips. Net expected value depends on how cleanly you realize those wins. The point stands, there's a seat tax per hour you must beat before skill shows up on your graph. If your table play can't clear between $45 and $65 an hour in expected value given multiway pots and low fold equity, the best move isn't necessarily play better hands, it's likely to be game selection. In 5 to 7 way pots, your edge shrinks before the rake even hits the felt. Here's why this matters for profitability, not strategy. Your wins are thinner. With many players seeing flops, someone connects more often, so your good hands earn smaller value and face more second-best spots. Thinner wins don't clear the house drop. More medium pots equals worse rake ratio. Ultra multi-way games produce lots of $35 to $80 pots. A fixed $8 rake, including tip, is 10 to 23% of those pots. Even when you win, the house keeps a big slice of your margin. You can't control the field. If the players play every 2 cards and they don't fold to raises, you can't isolate. That means higher variance and less realization of your theoretical edge, while your seat tax per hour is fixed. Put simply, multi-way reduces the value you realize per hand, while the rake and tip stay constant. If you can't consistently create heads-up or 3-way pots, or find a lower rake environment, your hourly edge often can't clear the built-in tax. Next, we'll quantify that hourly tax so you can compare it to your realistic win rate in these lineups. Here's the gut check. Two numbers decide whether this lineup is beatable for you: your realistic 1-3 hourly win rate on an average night, and the seat tax per hour we calculated earlier from rake, tips, and blinds. If the tax is about the same as or higher than your hourly win rate, then you're not running bad. You're working for the house. Look around the table and be honest. Are 5 to 7 players seeing most flops? That means someone connects often, and you're good but not bulletproof. Hands realize less value. Are most pots in the $35 to $80 range? A fixed $8 drop is 10 to 23% of those pots. Thin wins get shaved to nothing. Are straddles, jackpots, or promos firing nonstop? That's more dead money to the room, not to you. Do you see lots of showdowns because nobody folds? That's higher variance and less control while your hourly tax stays fixed. Now compare your seat tax estimate, say it's in that $45 to $65 per hour range, to your actual win rate. If a couple of those conditions are true and the tax is near your normal hourly win rate, then this table isn't profitable for you at the moment. So, what can you do? 3 levers, all simple. First, table select. Move to a game where 3 or 4 C flops, not 7, same decisions, better realization. Second, create isolation only when it actually narrows the field. If the room won't fold to bigger opens, don't pay to find out, keep pots manageable or skip the marginal spots. Third, change hours. Play when the room runs tighter, less straddlers, and more disciplined players. Let's take a look at 3 scenarios regarding potential game types and if each is beatable or not. Snapshot 1. Beatable tonight. You sit down and most hands go 3 to 4 ways to the flop. Straddles are rare. Average pots climb past the rake cap often enough that the effective rake rate falls. Showdowns are selective, not automatic. When you open the field, it actually narrows. Verdict: you are in a good game. Your value realizes, and the seat tax is a smaller slice of each pot. Snapshot 2. Borderline. Most hands are going 4 to 5 ways to the flop. Lots of $35 to $80 pots where a fixed $8 drop is 10 to 23% of the pot. A few promos or a casual straddle mixed in. You can isolate sometimes, but not reliably. Verdict: probe, then decide. Give it a fair amount of time. If you're not getting heads up or 3-way spots at least a third of your entries, you should consider a table change. Snapshot 3. Unbeatable for you now. 5 to 7 players see almost every flop. Straddles and promos are constant. Showdowns happen regardless of sizing. Your opens don't thin the field. Everyone calls anyway, and they are playing every 2 cards. Your 1-pair value collapses multi-way. Verdict: definite table change. The lineup's behavior hands the house a larger share of your edge than you can earn back. Here's the truth: some games are not beatable, except perhaps by sheer luck. In the majority of these wild, loose games, the only real winner is the rake drop box. When 5 to 7 players see every flop, play every 2 cards, and the game is 3 to 5 players to the river, the variance will skyrocket and the math may turn against you. Hand to hand, the winner pays the drop. Hourly, the whole table does. Your job is simple: measure the tax, read the lineup, and decide fast. Stay, change tables, or leave. If your realized edge can clear the tax, then you should play. If you can't isolate or pots live in the rake band, change seats or tables. If nothing changes, you may consider leaving. That isn't ego. That's bankroll protection. If you found this video of value, please like, share, and subscribe. Check out our other videos on bad beats, smart aggression, and game selection. I have placed the links in the description below. I'm Terry Wood, and thanks for watching. We'll see you at the tables.